Well, thanks for joining me today. It's Russ Curtis, Professor of Counseling. What does a confidence counselor do? Confidence counselor can help anybody, not just folks that are dealing with mental health issues. That's probably about 20% of the population. But almost everybody at some point in their life can benefit from confidence counseling. Could be in school, K through 12 student in school, or it could be an athlete, could be business folks. Anybody could benefit from that. And let's look at what confidence counselors do. Help restructure, so replace negative self-talk with more realistic, compassionate beliefs. I would say more accurate beliefs. So helping people expand their perception, maybe also analyze briefly. This isn't like an extensive analysis, but where did you learn these faulty thoughts? A lot of times these came from folks who were fear-based and maybe had your best interest in mind, but it came from a place of fear instead of strength. Number two, behavioral experiments, actually practicing things. This could be practicing skills you're not comfortable with, such as public speaking, or maybe it's even challenging yourself to meet new people, maybe ask somebody out for a date, and then start to process with the person. So you've got kind of a coach who's going to keep you accountable to these goals that you're wanting to try. And, enough trying, the nervous system gets used to this. Even the nervous system can get used to rejection so they don't fear it. And then they go forward so that they can continue to move towards their goals. Number three, strength-based counseling, helping to recognize folks' strengths. If I'm working with somebody, whether it's a client or student, it's almost impossible for me now, after all these years, and particularly teaching positive psych, not to see the strengths in folks. But oftentimes we don't point those out to people. We don't recognize it in ourselves. You could argue that we would not have evolved as a human species if we were always paying attention to the positive. We needed to pay attention to the negative, so it kept us alive. We don't want to step out of the cave when we were cave people and appreciate the sunset and then get eaten by a bear or a saber-toothed tiger or something. So kind of from our evolutionary standpoint, we have a slant towards the negative, but we can obviously, and we need to build that pathway of positive strength. Okay, four, narrative therapy. I love this. We're going to re-author our stories. If we experienced a lot of harshness as a child or had some setbacks, we can look at that as, hey, man, you had to have been strong to be able to take that. You also have to be strong to figure out how to use that for yourself in the future. So also looking at life in chapters, some chapters are better than others, but we're never stuck in a chapter. There's always going to be new chapters if we're willing to look for it and start to create the new chapters. And then five, mindfulness and self-compassion. Man, mindfulness research, just on what it does for our focus. There's no more breadth and depth of research that I see than mindfulness in the kind of the health and wellness world. It affects your physiology, it affects your emotions, affects your cognitions. So helping people kind of harness this gift that we always have with us in order to get present in the here and now, to where we've got all of our working memory to work with, where we're not regretting the past and worried about the future, which eats up our working memory, i.e. intelligence. So helping people develop that mindfulness muscle. And as confidence counselors, counselors are trained to, and with ethics and graduate level training, they can address root causes. So a lot of times with confidence, there could be the root cause of anxiety and trauma. We want to be able to address that, recognize it. And also we could handle crises if they come about, and perhaps offer a little deeper individualized support when needed and grounded in evidence-based approaches and theories. All right, so confidence counselors, almost everybody needs one at some point. And let me know your thoughts on this. Take care. Talk to you on the next video.